Hello? Rotate your phone. You can't turn your... Hi. Hey. Good evening, guys. Abigail Klutz here, Kansas City. I lost my selfie stick. That's a problem. Hey, Dr. Heather. All right. We've got the lady of the hour right here, y'all. Just a minute. Oh, okay. Let's see. Invite to the outrageous. But I guess if your only problem is you can't find your selfie stick, you don't really have problems. Hi.
Hello. I have broken 3 selfie sticks, so I probably have enough pieces you could super glue one together.
We could do something like that. We could get one of your sons to do that. So awesome. How are you feeling? You just get home from Vegas?
I got home this afternoon and have just been rocking and rolling all afternoon. No time for breaks. So yeah, super, super busy day. So love it.
That's awesome. I mean, really, I wanted to go live today, but when I did it, I was just walking out of Orange Theory and I looked like a wet dog. It's not much better now. I mean, I was excited about doing the Pruvit review conference call tonight because, you don't have to get ready, but here we are. That's okay. But I cannot believe how I feel. I should be wiped on my butt after the last 4 days. And I know you say in Vegas and people assume, no, we were at Keto Academy and a medical conference. And then we brought in Joseph McClendon. He shares the stage with Tony Robbins. We've brought in Mel Robbins, who wrote the 5-second rule. And she, oh my gosh, lit the place up. Over 2,000 people there. It was high energy, intense for 4 days. It was like mindset, personal development, how to share the conversation, community-based marketing. Just, we're in blue ocean, swimming by ourselves. And it's profound, the things that are coming out. And so with Dr. Heather here, we are about to go into a Pruvit review call tonight. We will put the number for you below in comments, but well, Dr. Heather, what are we going to say? Let's plan our call here, and I to you because you are my type A. Here's the bullets of tonight, but let's do it. Let's plan it out and let's talk about what we're going to talk about.
Well, I'd love people to actually share what they'd like to hear about, because oftentimes we just start with that basic 101. What are ketones? What are ketosis? What is this conversation we're even talking about? And why is it called a conversation or a tool or an experience? So I love actually going forward with that. I'm going to answer your question right now. You said that your energy is amazing after 5 days. It's because ketones are signalers for our brain. We have been feeding our brain positive affirmation, positive energy. We've been moving, which movement puts, clicks on those endorphins in our brain that make us all happy. We step out of our fear. So we've done everything that we could. We fed our body the proper nutrition with the ketones, exogenous ketones, high level of functional fat. We moved around, we danced around, we got functionally fit on our chairs, which is so good for your brain. So that's why you're not crashing or tired. And that's why everyone's on here, because we have learned what it means to optimize our own health. And now we have the opportunity to share it with everybody else. I could leave where we left off. People, I think last time we did this Pruvit review, people asked us about libido or asked us about hormones or fatigue. So we definitely could go that route, which makes both of us blush because that's not really our hot topic. But I don't know. I'm waiting to see what somebody says they'd like to hear tonight on the Pruvit review.
Well,
everyone's saying hello.
Hello. I really would love to. I was kind of thinking we should talk about, each speaker. And I know for me, I'm kind of like, like this stuff goes way over my head. And I pick out things that I'm like, wow, that's profound. I was going to maybe pick your brain on the call about what your takeaway was from like each one. Because we had, let's go through the speakers. Let's go through the speaker and the topic right now. So
we had Dr. Jacob Wilson and Ryan Lowry. We had Dr. Angela Poff, who really kicked off the basic definition of what ketones are and ketosis. And, there's been this huge argument in this space about what is the preferred fuel for the brain. But I think if we go back to our divine creator, babies are in ketosis in mommy's tummies. And when we come into this world, we are actually in ketosis. So if we take a look at how our divine creator created us, that is our native fuel source. So Dr. Angela Poff really expounded a bunch on that. Dr. Adrian Sheck gave us some amazing research about how ketone salts could facilitate and be an ancillary treatment or an adjunctive treatment along with radiation for brain cancer. She's out of the Barrow Institute in Arizona. We had Dr. David Diamond. He's a PhD, and he goes around actually teaching cardiologists that are working in the field in clinics that we are actually looking at cholesterol levels the improper way. We are not looking at LDLs like we should. We're not looking at total cholesterol as we should. So I love that he really kind of debunked the myths about lower better for the cholesterol levels, right? And then we had Michael. And then we had Michael Hearns coming around, who lives his life in performance and his physique and demanding his body to be optimal 24/7. And I remember him sharing, like, he could even tell if he has one extra teaspoon of rice. So I loved having him there, just talking about how important his body was to him. Oftentimes we misjudge how people are in the media, like, oh, that's bodybuilder, he just gets ready for competitions and he maybe crashes dieting. But he lives and breathes what he talks about with his wife and with his dog. So I love that. I don't think we missed anybody else, did we?
No, that's good. So we got those speakers, so I can kind of toss them to you, have you to kind of run through those highlights and what what kind of your favorite was. I love that. And
I know what I forgot.
Yeah, what'd you forget?
I forgot Dr. Mary Newport, which probably brought everything together, because Ryan Lowry talked about his uncle having PTSD or family member. Then we had, really Dr. Ford coming on a different day talking about human performance and re-identifying or reinventing ourselves. Dr. Mary Newport launched her oil that she's been working on for 9 years. And we saw that Dr. Dallas Hack is actually working. He spent $2 million working on TBIs or traumatic brain injuries in the military. He's a retired colonel, Army colonel. So we tie everybody together from Ryan Lowry. We talked about PTSD and brain and cognition. We saw Mary Newport's dream come true, that she has worked 9 years diligently. Sharing everybody who would listen to her, knocking on doors, writing papers, writing articles, writing books about how important it was to get coconut oil and MCT to the brain. And she has this amazing formula, 143, which means I love you. So I think it all just came together about brain cognition and brain performance.
And so for those of you who don't know, Dr. Mary Newport lost her husband to Alzheimer's. So that's why it was such a sentimental moment. And Dr. Heather, I had it tonight for the first time. I was a little iffy to take it at the conference. I was absolutely fine. I had it tonight on my salad, which, little tidbit, we're going to get into medical stuff on the Pruvit review call, but coming from layman's terms, David Diamond, one of my biggest takeaways is everybody's always up eating salads to try and get nutrients into their body. And maybe you can expound on this, but the study he did that said, hey, listen, if you're not putting that 431 oil or the olive oils in with the fat, in with the salad, that fat is what helps partition the nutrients of the salad into the body for absorption. All these people eating salads and doing low-fat dressing, they're not even absorbing the rich nutrients of a salad. That blew my mind. Did you know about that?
Yeah.
Why did you tell me?
Maybe I've tried. I don't know. When we're eating raw vegetables like salads, those are live enzymes for our body. Why do you think you eat that before the meat comes? We lather it with oil so our body can absorb that, because we are not cows and rabbits. We don't have 4 stomachs where we can just, keep digesting all of our raw veggies like lettuce and carrots. So it makes sense that we need that functional fat on there for our body to actually break it down and absorb it.
Right. So if you're going to eat a salad, stop saying low-fat dressing. It blows my mind what we're learning. But no,
I know.
Yeah, it was awesome. I really enjoyed my salad tonight. Did some cracked pepper and chicken, and it was really good. I loved it. So, and it's little carry packets you can take with you anywhere. So it was really cool. Speaking of, fat products, we also have a lot of people on here watching. We basically took away our old keto cream, which was MCT and coconut oils. And we just rolled out, you can't get it right now because we're only giving that out in doses of flash cells. So stay tuned. But Dr. Heather,
wait.
just
unless you know my garage code, because I've had two
Okay.
people that know my garage code came in and got stuff from my house today.
Well, I come over to get stuff. So yeah, tell us a little bit about the FFT, functional fat technology we've got going on here.
So just as Pruvit always says, they're optimizing their formula. Every time we turn around, they took the amazing keto cream, which is an MCT coconut blend with a patent blend of Ceylon cinnamon, which is amazing health benefits, anti-inflammatory, stabilizing blood sugar. They added in some DNA support. We know as we age, our body starts to shrink. Our telomeres, which has to do with DNA and aging, actually start to shrink away. So they've added some AC11 support in there, which will help our DNA repair. They've added different strains of collagen from a natural source, which is the eggshell membrane. So they've really optimized it by putting those extra fats in there, plus extra B vitamins, B6, B12, to help our body actually absorb that functional fat even better.
And it's been my best friend because I travel everywhere, and like just sitting in a conference like this weekend.
Did you travel to the post office for me today?
Did I? Did okay, do you have a fat bomb? I'll come do it tomorrow for a fat bomb.
I had a whole bag. We're sidebarring because people have to listen to us at 8:15. I left Laura made me a whole bunch before we left. I came home and Dr. Ralph and Isaac did not eat all the fat bombs, but there is a half a keto cheesecake with an almond flax meal crust in my top shelf of my fridge with about 6 fat bombs, because my friend Lisa just came over and got some keto cream and a little blue ocean, and she had a little fat bomb to go. So you never know what you get at my house.
So yeah, what you people don't know is, listen, we know we're in the industry. We're in the health industry. You've tried things, you've bought things. It's a dime a dozen. Listen, I'm the girl who used to take 1,000 vitamins a day, and I swore off taking supplements. I just wasn't going to take supplements anymore. And so one thing that we do is we mail people out 5 and 10 day experiences. I tell people, like, be skeptical. You don't have to put all your money in. Like, you've never tried exogenous ketones. It's not like anything else. So Dr. Heather gets her people ask, they do a 5 for 30 or a 10 for 60 day experience, and I'll go pick them up and mail them for fat bombs. If you're in the local area, you don't want to go mail them and you make fat bombs, I'll come get them. So if you want to try it, let us know. We'll let you do a test drive, a little experience. What time is it, Dr. Heather?
That's what I was trying to ask. Let me look.
We're both on our phones.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what time it is? I don't know.
It's 7:59. We have and I know we're sidebarring. Sorry. So we have
5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what is a testimony too is that people were sitting in a conference for 11, 12 hours a day, not eating, and happy as trolls. Like my daughter Charlotte, she has that troll movie, and they thought they had to eat trolls for happiness. I really feel like we're sitting there like we're not gremlins, but like, we are happy people. We have energy. We are rocking it out for 11 and 12 hours. What kind of conference have you ever been to before where people aren't complaining they're not getting a lunch break or they got to go get food? We don't need food energy. We are sitting there just taking ketones, drinking our fat coffee. Like, isn't that profound? Have you ever seen that at conferences, and to be engaged the whole day?
I haven't, but I've gotten used to it. But actually, the most shocking thing was I heard Mel Robbins backstage live after she presented on stage. She had just come from a big conference in California, and she said by far her entire career that she has lectured, and she's lectured in stadiums in front of thousands of people. We did have about 2,500, I think, for her. She said we were by far the most electric crowd, our 2,500 people, the most electric crowd she had ever been in front of. And I think that's just all the positive energy. When you get your brain functioning like it should and really just everyone looking for better. It puts you in a fabulous mood. You want to learn, you want to soak it up. But for her to say that really hit home, because it is new for me. I'm used to going to lectures. We hear people present, we clap, we leave, we get water. We're slow to come back. We don't really want to rush back in the room. We have people rushing in the room, trampling over people to get a closer seat. At medical conferences, you sit at the very back so you can escape. Like you take like every device you can, your iPad, this and that. And it's not true. We do take snacks in there. We do snack on, beef jerky and nuts and things like that. But for her to say that, and I heard she said it, but when I watched it, it really hit home to me that it was incredible. It was still very intimate and personal, and lots of nuggets of knowledge and personal breakthroughs, but it was just fabulous.
It was amazing. And guys, like I said, we're about to do this Pruvit review call. We're going to get more into the science of ketones. We're going to talk a little bit about, sharing. But one of my takeaways, if you've never heard of Mel Robbins, look at the 5-second, go to YouTube and type in Mel Robbins 54321. There's a great video on there that went viral. But she really talked about procrastination. Dr. Heather, what'd you get out of that? Because that kind of shifted my thought on what procrastination was.
As a Christian mom, procrastination and worrying. So for me, it was worrying, not necessarily procrastination, because I'm not really a big procrastinator. So we don't procrastinate. We choose to procrastinate. Like, we are not warriors. We choose to worry. And that was kind of the one I was actually sharing with my 15-year-old son when I got home, and just some of those nuggets, that those are actions that we take. They are not who we are. So every day we can reinvent ourselves, like Dr. Ford said. So you don't have to procrastinate, but if you're procrastinating and you're hesitating, you're living in the past. You're allowing that moment of pause or fear to jump in between you. And we have to turn on our frontal cortex by using numbers, right? We've heard of left and right brain. So when we start to do that counting method, we're turning on the front of our brain, and we're stopping us from going back into the past, back into fear. And that's really what procrastination is. It's not who you are. It's what you're choosing to do at that moment in time.
I love it. I love
Me too.
That. One of my biggest takeaways from her is, and this is being pretty, but I have found myself, I don't know what it is, but more in the last year, getting almost like a performance anxiety. And I never pinpointed it till she said it, but she was talking about worrying. It's in your head, and then anxiety begins in your body. And you can literally, and a lot of those who know me, I have a trimmer. And when I get in situations where I start worrying or getting anxiety, it goes nuts. And to identify, okay, this is anxiety. And then we learned that you want to get an anchoring thought, because this isn't going to stop by fleeing. People will come away, they will resist that uncomfort. What we have to do is mind control. And so, my anchoring thought when I get in front of people, I'm anchoring to the fact of, it's not about me. And this is kind of funny, I wrote it down, but I'm just a tool in this moment that can affect change. And I know, also my mom's a Christian woman, and I remember getting up and about to speak to a bunch of women, and my trimmer was off the chart, horrible. I was so nervous. And she said, you're focusing on what they think about you. It's not about you. It's about what the audience can receive through God working through you. You're just, she didn't say a tool, but you're just a vessel, you know, and that anchor thought. So whatever it is that you're resisting, choose a new anchor thought to eliminate the manifestations of anxiety. And so there's so many people out there that say, I have anxiety. Okay, well, we got to work on that. We got to work on it right up here. And you have to have the discipline and the tenacity to fight with it, to wrestle with it. Because I'm going to change that. This is not going to be shaking in 2 years. And that's going to be hard work, because that's a physical thing, right? So I got so much out of it. And I think it correlates so well with ketones, the mental focus, the presence, the way that it calms us. So I'm excited to get on this call. I'm not going to be shaking. No,
it is. It's exciting just to have that little bit of science behind it. But if you stop and think, because I did a little review last night, about 15 minutes of the last 40 hours. But if you take from Ryan Larry to Dr. Ford, who, the first to the last speaker, it was all the same thing. It's about making our body better. It's about optimizing performance. It's about finding who we truly are and being the best version of ourselves that we can be, and getting out of the way of ourselves. Take the challenges that we have in life, turn those around and make those assets for you. So that was just big. When I started to say one sentence about each person, like what was my takeaway, it was all connected. I mean, it was beautifully orchestrated, I think, throughout the weekend, from, you know, Mel saying how simple it was to Dr. Ford just saying, just recreate yourself today. Like, just be something different. If you don't like who you are, make that choice. You're your own personal inventor. Change it up. And so I think that's going to be, I think my week's focus this week is changing it up, changing up my offices, changing up how I greet my children when they come in door, how I greet my husband, you know, just how we just attack things.
Yeah, for sure. So what time is it? Because is Michael not Rutherford, Lightfoot, he's going to kick our butt if we aren't.
Yeah, it's 8:06. We got to go. It's 8:06. So we'll give a couple minutes.
Okay,
we'll
real quick,
jump off here.
We got to do it. Hey, we got to do it. What was your I am statement?
Oh my God, I can't do it right now.
You can't? Oh, come on. Are you resisting?
I'm not resisting. Because what happened is I wrote the I am statement of who I am today. And then I wanted, when someone said it, I think Mandy Mitchell said it, she said, I was doing it wrong. I think she did. She's like, I wrote who I am today, not who I want to be, right? Mm-hmm. So I am a mother, I'm a person, that thing. So I actually want to just take time. I know that wasn't the exercise, but I think I need to redo it in my head, because she was right. I said who I am today, not who I want to reinvent myself to be tomorrow. So I'm allowing myself a couple of days to get that changed. Yeah. And then definitely call me out on it in 48 hours. I just want to process a bit, and I'm going to actually share it with my family first. Yeah. Because I want to do it with my kids first, and then I will do it on Facebook Live. So I want to respect that and go from there.
I love that. That's awesome. I changed mine completely from last year. Not the same person I was. I don't have the same dreams and vision for myself that I did last year. So here it is. And this is the blueprint. This is the culture of our company. We believe that when you feel better, which we all feel better when we have this fuel in us, you be better, you do better, you are better, and you keep reaching. You keep reaching for growth. So we all developed I am statements, and I'd encourage you to find yours. But I am Abigail Klutz. I am a fierce, powerful, and wild warrior. I'm a lioness. I dispel doubt, ignite belief, inspire others, and affect change. I am a champion, and I prove it every single day. So awesome. With that, let's go prove it. We will get you the Prove It review call, dial-in number under this thread, and we will see you on in about 3 minutes.
See you soon. Thank you.